Good to see everybody here. It's a real pleasure to be with everybody here. This is probably the shortest commute I have ever had to make to a conference. I only live about 3 miles up the road, so it's very nice to be able to get here this morning. But I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about the future of generative AI when it comes to AI when it comes to the network itself. We spent a little bit of time, actually a lot of time over the last day talking about how telcos are really working hard to put generative AI and AI in place to drive transformation of their operational processes and procedures. Talking about driving big changes in the customer care, network operations, employee efficiency, marketing. These are all things that many telcos around the world are working on today. But the next big thing that we also want to make sure we can do is because, how do we also go make money on top, from an AI perspective and bringing AI services in the market? And how do we also apply AI and generative AI to the biggest, most important asset that the telcos have, which is the network itself, right? So this is what we're going to talk about here over the next 20 minutes. AI, we believe, is a massive opportunity for the telcos. And if you kind of think back about the history of traffic, it started off with us carrying voice traffic, and then it became video, became data, and then video. And video is now the biggest traffic, happening across the networks today. But we think there's a brand new, kind of traffic that is going to begin to emerge in a significant way, and we're really calling this AI traffic. And what is AI traffic and why is it different? Well, we've all been, connecting a lot of things, for a while beyond just the smartphones, but you're going to continue to see the proliferation of not only smartphones, but also AR, VR. You've got, drones and cars and cameras and robotics, and this is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. As these number of devices grow, they're also going to be trying to do intelligent things, and make decisions about what they're sensing out in the network. And they're going to want to begin to use tools to be able to make that the most effective way to be able to act on the information in real time that they're gathering. So they're going to be tapping into things like large language models. So you're going to have digital humans that are going to be being the front end interface to many things. You're going to have, obviously, amazing things happening with robotics and vision all coming together to really drive this next wave of AI traffic. And so we believe that we need to have a capability to bring AI together with the RAN. And this is what we call AI RAN. So AI RAN, is a framework to unify AI and RAN together. And NVIDIA's AI aerial platform, we believe, is the world's first platform truly designed for AI RAN. Now, what is AI RAN? Let's unpack this a little bit. Two big components here. One is AI with the RAN. So being able to put AI workloads on the same infrastructure as what we're running the RAN workloads on. RAN just becomes another workload going on to this infrastructure, and that's about how do we maximize the utilization of this asset. So you guys all know, if you drove around here in Dallas or any big city, the network is designed for that 5 o'clock peak time on the highway, but that means that a lot of time there's extra capacity in the network that's not fully utilized, and particularly in the evenings. We want to be able to find a way to help telcos be able to unlock that capacity that they have and be able to utilize that to drive new monetization opportunities so that they're now getting to 95% utilization of the compute assets versus a fraction, maybe 40% utilization of those assets over time. And having the ability to have this common infrastructure as well as to be able to dynamically distribute the loads between AI and RAN is really going to be important as we go forward. The second piece is how can we maximize the performance of the RAN itself? And how can we apply AI algorithms to drive RAN performance to be able to also orchestrate across and manage the networks. We're on this journey, we're talking about getting to fully autonomous networks of the future. A lot of that's going to involve using AI and being able to do that in real time with regard to all the network information that's coming. So how can we really apply this incredible AI technology to the RAN itself to make it, more energy efficient, better spectral efficiency, et cetera, and being able to do this really at scale. That is really the goal of how do we bring these things together. And so these things really sit on top of our platform called NVIDIA AI Aerial. Now, we made a big announcement this past week, many of you may have seen, and it was really with T-Mobile, NVIDIA, Ericsson, and Nokia coming together to launch a joint AI Innovation Center, AI RAN Innovation Center. It's going to be up in Seattle. And it's really leveraging the foundational building blocks of NVIDIA AI Aerial to be able to tackle these two areas we talked about, which is AI with RAN and AI for RAN. So we created a short video. I think it does a great job encapsulating what we were able to put together here. And let me go ahead and run that for you guys.
AI will revolutionize telecommunications, and telecommunications will revolutionize AI. Future networks will carry voice, data, video, and AI traffic, and they'll be orchestrated and optimized by AI. Recognizing this opportunity, T-Mobile, a world leader in 5G, and NVIDIA will partner with Ericsson and Nokia to transform networks into AI computing infrastructure. These industry leaders are exploring a groundbreaking solution called AI RAN by leveraging the capabilities of NVIDIA AI Aerial. AI RAN will support voice, data, video, and AI applications like state-of-the-art large language and vision language models, spatial computing, industrial digital twin simulation, robot fleet orchestration, and interactive digital avatars. With AI RAN, T-Mobile will be able to deliver computing closer to their customers, unlocking low latency, secure, and localized AI services seamlessly integrated with their network infrastructure. This means that T-Mobile customers can engage with interactive digital humans for a variety of use cases.
Hey James, can you tell me more about AI RAN?
AI RAN enhances mobile user experiences by boosting network performance and creates economic opportunities for mobile operators with new AI services.
And because AI and RAN are powered by a unified infrastructure, the service can scale to millions of T-Mobile subscribers at once. AI RAN will enable new AI algorithms to unlock the full potential of wireless networks. These AI algorithms would be rapidly developed with software-defined RAN, trained on AI data centers, and fine-tuned with physically accurate digital twins. This will lead to dramatic improvements in spectral and energy efficiencies. In this example, significant gains are achieved using a new deep reinforcement learning-based vRAN scheduler. AI RAN, powered by NVIDIA AI Aerial, will revolutionize the telecommunications industry, unlocking new revenue opportunities in AI and offering superior performance, capital efficiency, and energy efficiency, paving the way to AI-powered networks.
All right, what do you guys think? Pretty exciting stuff. And so I think yesterday we were challenged to think bold, and this is one of the big bold visions that NVIDIA's had for quite some time. In fact, we've been working on the idea of accelerating the RAN network on top of our GPU infrastructure for over 7 years. And we really are trying to put out there a completely open platform that we can really bring out to the ecosystem, because we as NVIDIA are a platform company, an accelerated compute company, an AI company, where we build a lot of the foundational building blocks to enable the ecosystem to take these things into the marketplace. We've announced, we've had many partners historically. Fujitsu was one of the very first ones that came on to work with us around the idea of integrating with AI Aerial, into their solution. And it has been deployed live in Japan, with Docomo as of last year, and SoftBank will be doing a much bigger deployment this year. But what is, and so we're so excited now to have Ericsson and Nokia alongside working with us to figure out how can we work with them to be able to provide these foundational building blocks to be able to enable what we see as a future of AI and RAN coming together. So we've got a full stack set of capabilities starting at the hardware layers. You can see at the bottom with our GPUs, CPUs, and networking. We also have done a whole set of software that we're bringing to the table. So NVIDIA AI Enterprise, think about this as being all of the AI algorithms that NVIDIA creates to be able to use across every single domain and industry, as well as aerial CUDA accelerated RAN libraries to be able to run the radio access network on top of GPU infrastructure, and then you can layer all sorts of additional applications on top. So the goal is allowing the ecosystem to be able to grab and plug in to this, platform architecture in whatever way works best so they can bring new capabilities out into the marketplace. So what are some of the benefits here that we're seeing? You saw in the video that spectral efficiency note. So working at layer 2 at the Mac scheduler, applying AI algorithms there, we've actually seen in the labs a 20% improvement in spectral efficiency in the early testing that we've done. And when we talk about the challenges of needing more and more spectrum, being able to achieve those types of results is super exciting for where we can go for the future. Another big thing is that the RAN is obviously made up of many, many different parts, and you've got, the DRAN, everything from the DRAN to the CRAN. You've got massive MIMO. You've got private networks. You've got public networks. Having the ability to have an extensible architecture where we've got many different configurations based upon the size and the workloads that need to be handled at each particular spot, as well as a common software architecture that can cut across all those different types of configuration is really, really important. And one of the other big things that we're trying to do is, because it's all open, because it's all AI native, and because it's all software defined, this infrastructure is actually 6G ready. So when we're thinking about the idea of having to make that next big investment, the fact that you can be running 6G off of this infrastructure, we think is a real big game changer as we go forward. And finally, on the monetization side, when you think about the fact that when the network isn't using this capacity, how can I, as a telco, now begin to take that excess capacity and bring it into the marketplace and be able to generate revenue? So I can use this extra capacity for myself and for all those internal AI operations things we talked about yesterday, or I can actually offer it as GPU as a service or AI services in the marketplace. The going rate for GPU per hour is about $5 per hour, so you can make some really nice money if you can free up some time to be able to bring this in the marketplace. And this is really important when it comes to inferencing. What we're seeing right now is that most of the big, large training clusters that are out there, you do both training and inferencing on those infrastructures. But in the future, we see an opportunity where you're going to have more of a distributed architecture for inferencing and being able to support all the different applications that are going to be coming out that are AI enabled. And telcos are in a unique position with that distributed infrastructure that they have today to be able to lean into what can they do differently to provide the right inferencing infrastructure for themselves and for their nation as we go forward. So the exciting thing here is there's lots of opportunities for telcos to really chart your own journey. Once you have, with this common platform, again, you're investing in an infrastructure that can do both AI and RAN. You can do this on-prem, and you can work with any of your existing OEMs that are out in the marketplace to be able to help you bring this onto premise. It can also be deployed in a private cloud. It can also be deployed in a public cloud. So this compute and software capabilities can be deployed in many different architectures depending upon where you want to go. You also have the flexibility to decide where do I want to start from. Am I going to start on looking at from the RAN side, or am I going to start looking at it from the AI side? But as we talked about yesterday, many telcos are already leaning in to create all sorts of AI applications to drive operational efficiency. So if you put this infrastructure in, you can begin to use that infrastructure for your own internal workloads. You can then begin to think about all the different businesses that you serve out there, and telcos have relationships with virtually every business and relationships with all the governments. You know, if you want to begin to bring AI services out to those companies that need this compute and GPUs to be able to run it, you now have this infrastructure where you can bring those services into the marketplace and charge an even bigger premium. And then there's a whole set of consumer applications that are coming out of the ground all the time. And you see all these different consumer apps that are going to be being used, and those all are ultimately going to need to be inferenced at a particular set of compute. And so you can begin to have conversations with both consumer goods companies, as well as begin to look at consumer services you could bring into the marketplace to offer to your end customers. Ultimately, you know, we're seeing many telcos go all the way to the very top of this, which is actually the idea of creating complete sovereign AI factories for their nation. And so we're seeing this much more prevalent internationally in Europe and Asia, but also even in Canada. Recently, it was just announced a large bill to put in sovereign AI infrastructure into that country, where the telcos can lean in and be the provider of the AI infrastructure, not only for themselves, but for the nation. So this is a very exciting space, and what's exciting about this is that this left-hand side, you can start right now and you can be making money right now, or be saving money right now. On the right-hand side, you know, obviously it's going to take some time, you know, working closely with Nokia and Ericsson to be able to get this into a commercially deployed solution that will come into the marketplace. But you can begin, if you want to work in the networking organizations, you can begin to test, you know, with this capability in your own labs. You can begin to bring it, you know, into private environments. You can begin to do some public testing, and you can work with the ecosystem partners that we have out there to be able to get down the path to make sure you're in the front side of being able to unlock what are the capabilities that you can drive from the benefits of running on top of this new infrastructure to do AI inside your network. So lots of different ways in which you can engage, lots of different ecosystem partners in which you can talk to, and we really want to make sure that we're helping enable you to unlock the vision for where this can go for the future. So I'll kind of go ahead and wrap up with, you know, 4 main takeaways. The first is there is a new type of traffic, AI traffic, that is going to be coming on the networks in addition to the existing traffic that's out there today. And telcos have a unique opportunity to think through the role in which you want to play with regard to all of this new AI traffic, and how do you design to be able to support all this AI traffic for the future. The second is that it does require a new software-defined, unified, accelerated infrastructure to be able to bring these 2 workloads together and be able to make it effectively deliver on both RAN and AI. And NVIDIA AI Aerial is that foundational platform that's been created for the ecosystem. We're already seeing great results with, you know, higher performance RAN, better capacity utilization, better spectral efficiency, better energy efficiencies, and ultimately the fact that this is 6G ready also gives another great benefit to making that investment in the infrastructure you're going to be able to use for the future. And finally, we really want this to be open, and we want everybody out there to be able to take advantage of being able to work on top of this architecture to be able to bring these services into the market, whether you're bringing and creating services that will impact the RAN itself, or if you're bringing services that will ultimately be brought out into the marketplace as end AI services to businesses and consumers and to governments. So with that, I hope this was an exciting kind of look behind the covers of where we see this going and why we're so excited about the opportunity, and we just can't wait to make sure that we can make this AI RAN a reality with you together. So thank you very much. Have a good day.